Hi everybody, this is Doug Bumal, Director of Education and Analysis for MPG, and welcome to YouTube. Today we're going to do the third in a series of our EXPO demos, and this demo is called How to Run EXPO. Let's get started. Okay, let's first talk about the ways that EXPO can be run. The first is manually from the client, and that's via the Power Analytics menu. The second way is via a report set, and that's under File and Production. We'll show both ways in just a moment. EXPO automatically runs for all data levels. But did you know that if you had a problem with one system and you needed to rerun EXPO for a certain data level, you can rerun EXPO for that data level. You can do that via the EXPO Reset menu, which is under the Power Analytics Management Reporting EXPO Reset command. And we'll show that to you in a bit. Okay, so let's run EXPO off the client. So the first way we're going to do it is we're going to run it off the Power Analytics menu. So if I do Power Analytics, Management Reporting, and Executive Performance Overview. Now before I click on this, I just want to touch on the EXPO Reset command that we talked about in previous slides. If you notice here, this is where you could reset EXPO for any data level. And these reset days correspond with the expo.ini file that has all the timestamps in it for every data level. So if you wanted to rerun EXPO totally, you just say reset all. So in that case, I have just cleared out the expo.ini file and I can do a full run of EXPO. But remember, if you had a system that you simply wanted to redo for one data level, you can select it there simply by just indicating what data level you want to reset. Okay, so let's run EXPO. So now we're going to just click on Power Analytics, Management Reporting, Executive Performance Overview. So we click on that and we'll get a message. It's a confirmation that we're simply asking, do you want to do the system you selected or do you want to do them all? So in my example, I just want to do my production system. But keep in mind that EXPO is multi-platform. I could do every system in my Navigator panel if I wanted to. So if you had all your production systems listed, you could just say no and everything would process. In this case, I'll say yes just to process my production system. And you can see the first data level that we always will process will be the today level, current day. And you'll see PM name templates down at the bottom, in this case PM CPU1, and that will indicate that current day graphs are running. And then what you now have peace of mind that EXPO is now started and we're on the today level. Now while EXPO is being processed, and we can clearly see it's being processed because we can see graphs changing on the screen, but a good technique I like to do is go out to the EPO folder where your JPEGs and HTML are being populated. So here's an example where I've gone out to my reports folder, EPO, and I can clearly see JPEGs and HTML being populated in the folder. One technique I like is to look and see what data level that I'm at, and you can see that by the end of the JPEG name, you'll have something like LW for last week, LM for last month, Y for yesterday, CD for current day, which is today. So you can actually see where EXPO's at in the process. So at this point, EXPO is almost completed. So what we'll get, and there it goes. So what you'll get when you run it from the Power Analytics menu is you'll get this HTML viewer, which will show you the EXPO menu. So at this point, EXPO is done. And just to show you the folder, there you go. There's all your HTML objects for your data levels and your corresponding JPEGs. So at this point, you can view EXPO. And we'll do that just to show you. Let's look at last month. And there you go. Okay, we just completed EXPO via the Power Analytics menu, and it was successful. But there's another way you can run EXPO, and that's via a report set. So let's look at that now. To do that, we simply click Edit and Report Sets. And this will bring up the report set interface. Now, it's not my job here to teach report sets in this demo. This is an EXPO demo, so we'll assume knowledge. So what we'll do is we'll click on the New button to start. So this is saying we want a new report set. I like to call my report set, keep it simple, so in this case I'm going to call it EXPO. Now, the tabs you'll use, the only tabs that you'll use in an EXPO report set are going to be the parameters and the pre-selected systems and scripts. You won't select any graphs, so you'll see they're all blank. The parameters tab. Now, this is probably the most important process in the report set when you're running EXPO via report set. So the default output folder is very structured, and you can see we have a report set folder. So if you do nothing at this point, EXPO will automatically be created in that report set folder. But let's say you have a folder out there already that you want to use. And in my example earlier, I had a reports folder. So what I do here is I click in that directory window and I backspace all the way to the slash. So what I do is I put in my folder that I want, hit enter, and now I just told the client that I want to put my output in a reports folder. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is I click, I don't need anything here, the pre-selected systems. These are the systems that I want to run EXPO. So you could run it from all your production systems right here. Different from the Power Analytics run where we had one system when we said yes. Here you could select multiple systems. But in this case, I'll just use my production system. And then we'll go to the scripts tab. At this point, now we want to tell the report set what script you want to run. Well, this one's easy. We want to run EXPO, so we're going to run the EXPO data collection script, the expo.gps. At that point, we simply save it, hit OK, and now you're ready to run EXPO. Okay, so let's run EXPO via report set. So how do we do that? So now we go to the File command. We say File. All report sets are under this production command. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a save to disk. You're going to say, in other words, you're saying save all my objects out to a folder. If you remember, we went out to the reports folder. So now you simply select the reports that you want to run, in this case EXPO. We click on it. And since we just ran EXPO, we've done all our data levels for today, last week, last month, last year, and yesterday. So what will happen in this subsequent run, we'll only run EXPO for current day. So down here in a little bit, you'll see once the SQL takes off, you'll see a PM template name, and that'll tell you, there it is, that'll tell you that you're running today processing. Now, when EXPO's done, since you're running a report set, the HTML viewer window will not pop up. So you'll just, when you're running EXPO via report set, you'll just see it end. So that's why the technique I like to do is, again, go back to the folder, go to your EPO folder. In this case, I can see that our current day objects are popping up. When this is done, I will see an EXPO underscore today HTML object that'll appear, and that'll give me the indication that EXPO processing is done. Okay, running EXPO is easy. Whether you use the Power Analytics method or the report set method, very, very simple to run EXPO. So at this point, all you need to do is view it. So again, we do View and EXPO, and you'll get the EXPO menu system. And for those of you who don't have the client and want to view EXPO, we simply go to our desktop, go to our shortcut, and there's EXPO. It's that simple. Okay, that concludes part 3, how to run EXPO.